on the business transactions and the source document. I also introduced to you with some of source document. And then we also cover your journal part, okay, where you need to do your assignment there, right, in terms of general journal, purchase journal, and so on. And then we also learn on how to open your T accounts, okay, your ledgers, and then close your accounts, finding the balance and transfer the balance from the ledgers to the trial balance. Then in our previous class, tutorial class, I did ask you to cover chapter 7, okay, financial statement or final accounts. But the one that you do, okay, in your tutorial question are the financial statement or final accounts without adjustment or before adjustment. That's why pretty easier for you to do it. Agak mudah sebab you just ambil input daripada trial balance dan masukkan dia ke dalam you punya final account. That's all. So benda tu mudah lah. Okay. So now kita akan cover the first adjustment. Okay. Before kita akan at the end of the adjustment nanti kita akan tengok macam mana kita nak prepare financial statement with the adjustment. Okay. So lengkap lah you punya accounting cycle tu later on. Alright. Okay. Now let's go to the next slide. Okay, so why we need to do adjustments? Right, so financial statements are prepared from the trial balance. So this is what you did in chapter 7 lah. So you punya financial statement, you draft, you prepare your financial statement, SOPL and SOFP based on the components or the items in the trial balance. However, the trial balance may not contain up-to-date and complete information. For that, you can prepare a complete financial statement. Okay, so all the content available in your trial balance might not be up to date, might not be the latest data that you have on that time. Okay, because why? Because the trial balances are the balances from the ledger books. When you record them, you only record the expenses that had been paid and the revenues or income that had been received. Okay, so benda tu bercanggah dengan accrual concept yang kita dah belajar dalam accounting principle. Okay, so bila kita buat kita punya financial statement nanti, kita kena obey to the one of the accounting principle that we call as accrual concept. Okay, accrual concept. So benda tu macam mana kita nak pastikan kita punya financial statement, okay, according to the accrual concept. That is why we need to perform certain adjustment. Okay, right, because bila kita record dah kita punya trial balance, kita punya journal and ledger, kita cuma record berapa yang kita bayar, berapa yang kita dapat, isn't it? Right, so you must record actually for expenses and income, you must record your expenses when you incur, bila kita belanjakan, bukan pada bila kita bayar. Dan begitu juga dengan income, kita kena record berapa yang kita sepatutnya terima, bukan berapa yang kita terima pada waktu itu. Okay, so these are the reasons why we need to do adjustment. Next, adjusting entries are needed at the end of accounting period as to ensure that the income or revenues are recorded in period in which they are earned and expenses are recognized in the period in which they are incurred. So these are what I mentioned before. We must record our income or revenues when we earn it, not when we receive the money. That is why wujudnya account receivable. Okay, you jual kepada customer dan you record terus jualan tersebut. Bukan you record berapa customer tu bayar. Mungkin dia tak bayar langsung, bulan depan baru dia bayar. It doesn't matter. Bila penjualan tu berlaku, bulan 12. Dia record bulan 12. Pembayaran bila? Bulan 1 tahun depan. It doesn't matter. So yang penting kita record bila hasil itu berlaku, penjualan itu berlaku. Itu maksudnya record the when revenues are earned. And then about expenses, we will record our expenses when we incur. Contohnya electricity bill. Bill bulan 11. Harganya bill sebut RM200. Tapi kita cuma bayar bulan 12 baru kita bayar. Tapi bill tu untuk bill bulan berapa? Bulan November. So we need to record the electricity on November, not when we pay it. Because kita bayar December, so tak boleh. Kita kena record bila perbelanjaan itu berlaku. Bulan November dan bulan November. Bila kita bayar, it doesn't matter. Benda tu masuk bila you cash outflow nantilah dalam you punya cash payment journal. Okay, why we need to do adjustment? Ni dah sebab dia. Okay, we need to say we want to ensure that Okay, we able to calculate, we able to determine the most accurate net profit ataupun the most correct net profit figure for the period to comply with the matching concept and to comply with the accrual concept. Okay, so first of all kita kena tahulah sebab kenapa adanya adjustment ini. Okay, right. Now let's go to the adjustment that we have. So like I said before, so we have three major adjustment under our syllabus. Okay, the first one will be accrual and prepayments. Accrual and prepayments ini actually adalah perbelanjaan dan hasil terdahulu dan terakhir. Okay, ada hasil yang kita dapat terlebih, ada hasil yang tak cukup. Ada perbelanjaan yang kita dah terlebih bayar, ada juga perbelanjaan yang kita tak cukup bayar. So these are the adjustment that we need to do. Okay, the second adjustment will be adjustment on account receivable, which involve in bad debts recovered and allowance for doubtful debt. Bad debts tu is hutang lapuk. Bad debts recovered adalah hutang lapuk yang terpulik. Okay, and then allowance for doubtful debt is belanja peruntukan hutang ragu. Yeah, I think that's one. Okay, and then the final adjustment will be depreciation of non-current asset ataupun perbelanjaan susut nilai aset. Okay, so our focus today will be accruals and prepayment. Okay, now let's go to the first slide. So basically for this adjustment, they are focusing on two components which are expenses and revenues or income. Okay, so every single component, okay, they break into two, which are accrued and prepaid. Okay, you have accrued expenses, you have prepaid expenses. Next, you have accrued income or accrued revenues, and you have prepaid revenues. Actually, I don't prefer to use word prepaid revenues here because prepaid ni datang daripada perkataan apa? Pay. Kan? Paid ni datang daripada dia punya kata akar. Root word dia adalah pay. Pay tu kita bayar. So, income ataupun revenues kita tak bayar, kita terima je ni. Income tu kita receive. Right? So, selalunya I tak pakai prepaid ni lah. So, I prefer pakai perkataan unearned ataupun satu lagi income received in advance. Much better. Okay, sama ada unearned revenues ataupun unearned income ataupun income or revenues received in advance. Lebih tepat lah rather than kita pakai perkataan prepaid ni. Okay, right. So kita akan cover every single item here. Now, let's start with expenses. Kita akan cover prepaid expenses dulu. Okay, you can refer to your textbook at page 102, 102, 8.3, adjusting entries for prepaid expenses. Okay, now let's look at the paragraph there. So prepaid expenses are expenses paid for that will benefit more than one accounting period. So prepaid expenses often occur with regard to insurance, rental and advertising. Itu contohnya lah, example. Actually dia ada banyak lagi. So an asset expense relationship exists with prepaid expense. Therefore, prepaid expenses will be treated as current assets. So berbeza. So expenses is expenses lah. But for prepaid expense, they will be classified as current asset. Because why? Ini adalah perbelanjaan yang you dah bayar yang mana lebih daripada 12 bulan accounting period. More than 12 months of accounting period. Okay, contohnya now let's look at the example in the slide. So you have your trial balance there. Trial balance as at 31 December 2013. Extract. Someone ask me, what do you mean by extract, sir? Extract ni apa? Extract ni maksudnya sebahagian lah. Okay, kalau you tengok trial balance ni kan tak lengkap. Satu je. Ada rental and insurance saja. Actually ada banyak lagi. Jadi I cuma ambil yang berkaitan saja. That's why I put in a bracket extract. It means sebahagian saja. Okay. Now rental and insurance. Okay, you have a value about 1,790. Okay, for the year end 2013. Okay, and then down here you have your additional information as of the same day. Rental and insurance for January 2014 was 150. So meaning to say, in this 1,790, okay, that is 150 rental and insurance expenses that belongs to January 2014. So tak boleh. Bila kita nak record dalam kita punya statement of profit or loss and statement of financial position, kita perlu record perbelanjaan dan hasil untuk tahun itu sahaja. Okey. So tahun selepas itu kena kita keluarkan. Dan kita hantar ke mana? Kita hantar ke current asset dan kita akan classifykan dia sebagai prepaid, rental and insurance expenses. Okey, so dah terlebih lah ni. 1790 ni adalah perbelanjaan rental and insurance untuk 2013 dan termasuk 150 yang mana itu adalah untuk 2014. Jadi kita kena adjust. So how can we adjust it? Okay, now let's look at the working. So tengok kat atas sekali, work example. So you have your expenses here, rental and expenses. Now year end balance ni apa? Year end balance ni adalah amount as per TB. Okay, as per trial balance lah. Apa yang ada dalam trial balance. Okay, adjustment dia apa? Now for prepaid expenses, since you already pay more than you should be, dah terlebih bayar. So what you need to do adalah you need to minus it. Buang yang terlebih bayar tersebut. So that's why you nampak negative 150 ataupun tolak 150. Then update the amount, then you get the actual rental, rent and insurance expenses for 2013 which amounting to 1640. 1640. So amount inilah yang kita akan masuk ke SOPL down here. Okay, amount ini kita masuk ke SOPL 1640. So as you can see, SOPL for the year ended 31 December 2013, under expenses you have your rent and insurance 1640. So jangan lagi masuk 1790 ni sebab 1790 is not updated. Ambil amount yang dah kita amend. Yeah, 1640, then put it in your SOPL. Now, what we need to do with this 150? Apa yang kita nak buat dengan 150 yang kita adjust ni? Then we will transfer them to our SOFP. Masukkan dekat SOFP. SOFP di bawah current asset. Here lah. As you can see under your statement of financial position, you have your prepaid, rent and insurance expenses 150. 150. Okay. Dapat? Any question so far? Ada soalan nak tanya kelas? Ada soalan nak tanya?
Tak ada.
Sir.
Yes, ya. Yeah.
Sorry sir. Prepaid expenses ni kiranya macam dia terlebih bayar ke macam mana?
Ya, dia terlebih bayar.
Dia
Okay,
prabayar
perbelanjaan
lah.
yang you dah dia dah ada macam prabayar, pandai. Macam you punya top up tu. Kan? Top up tu macam mana dia berlaku? You bayar dulu, betul tak? You bayar baru you guna. Dia berbeza dengan postpaid. Yang pakai bil, macam mana you buat? You guna dulu baru you bayar, betul kan? So berbeza. So itulah dia sebab namanya prepaid. Prepaid tu you dah bayar dulu baru you gunakan. Contohnya macam rental and insurance ni lah. Dia dah bayar 150 yang mana itu untuk bulan 1 tahun depan je. Tapi dia dah bayar dulu.
Dia bayar awal lah.
Benda tu belum berlaku lagi. Yes, dia bayar awal. So benda tu belum berlaku lagi kan. Bulan 1 tahun depan belum berlaku lagi. Tapi dia dah bayar siap-siap. So itu umpama macam dia punya aset lah sebab dia dah lock bulan 1 2014 tu dengan bayar siap-siap. So begitu. Okay, tapi kita tak boleh letakkan, okay, good. Thank you so much. So, kita tak boleh letakkan dalam SOPL, tak boleh. Sebab perbelanjaan tu untuk tahun bila? 2014. But your SOPL tahun bila? 2013. Jadi perbelanjaan yang bukan jatuh pada tahun 2013, kita kena keluarkan. Okay, dapat? So dia macam prabayar, betul? That's good. Prabayar lah tu maksudnya. Prepaid adalah prabayar, betul. Okay, lagi? Soalan lagi? That's good. Ada soalan lagi? Tak faham tanya je. Ada lagi soalan? Any more questions? Ada lagi soalan kelas? No? Can I proceed? Boleh? Okay, kalau tak ada, I proceed. Let's proceed to accrued expenses pula. Okay, accrued expenses ni macam mana pula? Okay, berbeza dengan prepaid. Prepaid expenses are expenses that you pay in advance. However, accrued expenses, tengok dia punya explanation. Expenses incurred in the accounting period but payment has not been made. Perbelanjaan itu telah berlaku tetapi pembayaran belum dilunaskan, belum dibuat. Contohnya katalah macam post bill kan ya, postpaid kan. Okey, tadi you cerita pasal prepaid. Top up kan. Ini kalau contohnya I pakai bill. So setiap bulan bil I sampai RM90, RM90 contohnya. Tapi pada bulan tersebut I tak bayar RM90, I bayar separuh je, RM45 sahaja. Contohnya. So berapa yang I kena record dalam I punya perbelanjaan telefon untuk bulan tersebut? 90 ke 45? What do you think? So I ada perbelanjaan telefon. Okay, telefon expenses. So bill tu tulis RM90 untuk bulan tersebut. Dan pada bulan tersebut pun I bayar bill tu tapi I tak bayar penuh. I cuma bayar RM45 saja. Jadi bila I nak record dalam I punya account telefon, I nak record RM90 ke I nak record RM45?
45.
90.
90, betul. Itu adalah perbelanjaan yang I dah gunakan. Betul tak? Telefon yang perbelanjaan telefon, bil telefon I adalah 90. Jadi 90 lah I kena record. Pembayaran 45 tu nanti bila I record, bila I bayar sahaja. Tapi dalam akaun telefon tu, kan kita ada buka T account untuk telefon bill, telefon expenses. Tu kat situ nak tulis 90 ke 45? 90 lah. Because RM90 adalah perbelanjaan I punya perbelanjaan RM90. 45 I kena record dekat I punya bank sebab I bayar pakai cek contohnya RM45. Tapi dalam telefon expenses account I must record RM90. But the RM45 accrued yang belum berbayar then I consider sebagai accrued expenses because 50% kan I dah bayar and ada 50% masih outstanding, masih belum bayar. So 50% yang belum terbayar tu I akan masukkan dalam account accrued expenses. Okay, so accrued expenses still owing will be treated as current liability. So berbeza dengan prepaid tadi. Just now prepaid expenses we must classify them under current asset. Whereby accrued expenses we must classify them or classify them under current liabilities. Okay, now let's look at the example. So example here you have your trial balance for the same date. Okay, so you have your wages and salaries amounting to 8980. 8980. So ini adalah perbelanjaan gaji yang you telah belanjakan, telah bayar. Okay, yang you telah bayar. Kemudian ada addition information tersebut. Addition information, wages and salaries accrued or outstanding. Outstanding tu maksudnya apa? Masih berhutang lah, belum bayar lagi. Okay, amounting 210. Maksudnya daripada 8980 ni ada masih lagi gaji pekerja yang tertunggak belum dibayar sebanyak RM210. So gaji ini adalah gaji untuk pekerja bagi tahun berakhir 2013. So maksudnya 8980 ni tak lengkap. Kita kena buat apa? Kita kena campurkan dengan 210 ni. Barulah amount dia tepat. So how can we do it? Okay, now let's look at the workings. So you have expenses here, wages and salaries. So your end balance as usual, this is as per TB. Okay, ini adalah as per TB. Oh. Okay. I baru perasan, I boleh pilih I punya ni nak cursor, nak warna apa kat bawah ni. I tak perasan sebelum ni. Lama terpaksa keluar pula. Okay, tak apa. Hilang. Oh, okay. Okay, ni as per TB. So what you need to do when you have accrued expenses tak cukup kan? Jadi kita kena tambahkan plus. Okay, so for example, as year end balance as per TB 8980 tak cukup 210, accrued 210, so plus 210, then you get the actual expenses or actual wages and salary expenses 9,190. So this will be the adjusted figure. So this figure kita akan hantar straight away to your SOPL. Ya, nampak SOPL. So your expenses, wages and salaries. So janganlah ambil lagi 8980 because 8980 tak update. So ambil yang actual tadi lah 9190. Dan apa yang kita nak buat dengan 210 ni? This one kita akan classify this sebagai accrued expenses where you will transfer them to SOFP. So kat mana nak letak dia? Kita letak dalam current liability. So as you can see down here in your SOFP, you have your current liabilities here. dan adanya accrued wages and salaries amounting to 210. That's all. Okay, dapat? Ada soalan nak tanya? Any questions so far, class? Any questions so far? Anybody? Yes.
Kita nanti dia kena cari sendiri ke, dia beritahu ke, macam mana nak tambah ke tolak dia?
Again, macam mana again? Macam mana soalannya?
Contoh macam tadi kita kena tolak kan, yang ni kita kena tambah pula.
Betul.
So macam mana kita nak tahu?
Oh, macam mana kita nak tahu sama ada dia tolak ataupun tambah?
Betul.
Is it? Betul. Okay. So sebelum you determine sama ada you nak kena tolak atau nak tambah, you kena tahu benda ni, perbelanjaan ini terlebih bayar ataupun tak cukup bayar. Understand? So kalau dia terlebih bayar, okay, so kalau I patah balik sekejap. Tadi I kata okay ni kan. So kalau dia terlebih bayar, prepaid lah. Dia consider sebagai prepaid kan. So apa kita kena buat, adjustment dia kita kena tolak amount yang terlebih bayar tu, tolakkan dia. Kalau dia tak cukup, sepatutnya 100 tetapi hanya baru bayar 80. So tak cukup. So tak cukup kita nak kena buat apa? Kita kena tambah. Jadi you kena tahu. First step adalah nak tahu expenses tu kena tahu. Dia ini status dia accrued ataupun prepaid. So selalunya dalam soalan dia akan appear benda tu dalam additional information ni. That's why adanya additional information. You kena baca. Kalau you tengok dekat soalan past exam question, soalan part B, question number 3. Soalan nombor 3. Okay, dia akan ada additional information. In fact dalam textbook you pun ada, tapi dekat chapter, sekejap I think chapter 11 kot. Yes, chapter 11. Okay, kita ambil contoh, satu contoh lah. You buka chapter 11, you pergi kepada page 164. Since you dah tanya kan, so I boleh terus bagi tahu. Okay. You can go to page 164. Ada problems number 1, ada company nama Mokara Enterprise owned by Encik Aklan. Jumpa tak? Boleh jumpa?
Ada.
Ada kan? Okay. Okay, you tengok soalan dia. So dia bagi you try balance kat situ. Dalam blue box tu kan adalah you punya try balance. Dia tengok bawah tu ada apa? The following information has to be considered. Nampak? Itu semua adalah additional information dia lah. Daripada A sampai G. So bila you nak prepare you punya statement of profit or loss and statement of financial position, okay, before you can prepare them, you kena settlekan additional information ni dulu. Update dulu. Okay, contohnya lah kita tengok B. Tengok following information B. Jangan tengok A kita belum belajar. Tengok B. B tu dia kata apa? Rent income for the amount 3,800 was still owed. Itu ada kaitan dengan chapter kita hari ni. And then interest on loan from Bank Islam for half a year was not yet paid. Kaitan juga. Okay, tengok D. D yang kita baru belajar. Insurance expense RM100 was paid in advance. Apa maksud dia? Apa maksud ayat tu?
Dia terlebih bayar.
Dia terlebih bayar, dia prepaid. Very good. Nampak. Okay. So you tengok dekat you punya try balance. Okay, find the insurance expense. Cuba cari insurance expense you. Berapa insurance expenses you? Jumpa tak? Berapa you punya insurance expenses? 24. Salah. Pakailah pembaris, tengok. 1,900. Okay, hati-hati ya. Jangan tersalah ambil amount. Alright, kena hati-hati. Pakai pembaris, tengok. Okay, RM1,900. So insurance expenses RM1,900 as per try balance tu adalah amount yang tak lengkap. Okay, jadi macam ni kita nak buat. Okay, so kita boleh gunakan benda macam ni lah. Macam I punya example ni. Okay, contohnya kita buat Okay, kita padam dulu yang ada kat atas ni. Padam. Okay, dan kita nak cuba update lah, nak cuba buat. Okay, so macam ni kita nak buat. So we have insurance expense. Okay, so as per TB berapa? 1,009. Pasal amount dia. Okay, so since tengok dekat information D dia kata insurance expense RM100 was paid in advance dan you kata itu adalah prepaid. Betul. Sebab dia terlebih bayar. Jadi apa adjustment dia? Kita kena tolak 100. Jadi berapa actual amount? 1,008. So when you prepare your SOPL, so you ada insurance, tu tulislah 1,800. Kat sini. Jangan tulis 1,009. Dan apa nak buat dengan 100? 100 kita akan hantar ke current asset. Sebab ini adalah prepaid expenses kan. Tulis kat sini current asset, prepaid insurance, letak RM100 kat situ. Understand? Got it? So daripada information tu. Dapat naik? Okay. So macam itulah kita nak solve kita punya additional information tu. Dah settle semua and then baru masuk lain-lain yang tak ada adjustment. Dia takkan semua benda ada adjustment. Tak, dia mungkin ada few item saja yang ada adjustment. Tengoklah adjustment tu. Yang tak ada adjustment ada masuk macam biasa macam you buat chapter 7 sebelum ni. Masukkan aja. Ikut dia punya format. Okay, dapatnya? Okay, good. Thank you for the question. Bagus. At least I boleh terus tunjuk macam mana kita nak selesaikan additional information. Okay, good. Alright, so that one for accrued expenses. Okay, then kita pergi kepada income. Okay, patah balik kepada income. Kita pergi chapter tadi, page berapa? Income. Okay, 8.5, page 106. Alright, now let's go to the paragraph there. 8.5, adjusting entries for income received in advance or unearned income, unearned revenue. Sama lah. Okay. Now, when a payment is received for services to be provided in a future accounting period, the income received in advance account should be credited. Okay, perlu dikreditkan. At the end of the accounting period, an adjusting entry is made to record the income that has been earned and to show the liability that remains. So, income received in advance is treated as current liability. Nampak? So, sifat prepaid unearned income ini sama macam accrued expenses. Kedua-duanya adalah bersifat liability. Okay. Kenapa liability? Because ini adalah sesuatu hasil yang you dah dapat lebih daripada yang sepatutnya. Okay. Now let's look at the example. So you have a rental received 650 for the year end 2013. However, okay, now let's look at the information. Rent was received in advance RM50. So termasuk dalam 6,5 ni adalah RM50 yang mana ini adalah untuk tahun berikutnya. In advance. So kita kena keluarkan. So bila kita dah terlebih bayar, apa kita kena buat? Kita kena tolak. So as you can see in the working here, so ini adalah as per TB. Macam biasa. So adjustment apa kena buat? Kena tolak. Because ini adalah hasil yang terlebih dapat. Kita kena keluarkan dia. Find the exact amount which is RM600. So pas kita tolakkan lah, 650 minus 50, then you get RM600. So this RM600 will be transferred straight away to your SOPL under other revenues or other income. So terus ambil amount yang dah update. Then apa kita nak kena buat dalam 50 ni yang kita dah tolak tadi? So again, hantar ke SOFP di bawah current liability. Because sifatnya adalah liability. Okay, so as you can see in your statement of financial position, you have your current liability here and you have your rent received in advance. RM50. So masukkan RM50. Okay. Dapat? Boleh dapat? Okay. So itu sama macam tadi lah. Example yang tadi tu, advance itu kan. Okay. Next one adalah accrued income. Okay, ataupun accrued revenues. Okay, kita buat kat 8.6. Adjusting entries for accrued income. Now, accrued income is income earned from services that have been performed but has not yet been billed or collected or recorded. Ini adalah income yang sepatutnya you dapat tapi belum dicatatkan, belum direcordkan. So accrued income is recorded in the statement of financial position as a current asset. Okay, so dia macam prepaid expenses lah. Consider them as current asset. Now, let's look at the example. So, you have your commission received as at 31st December 2013 amounting to RM1,100. But in additional information, it stated that the commission revenues still accrued by RM100. Maksudnya masih tak cukup sebanyak RM100. Jadi bila tak cukup, apa kita kena buat? Kita kena tambahkan dia. Okay, now let's look at the working. So you have your commission received as per TB. Yeah. So the adjustment apa nak kena buat? Kena campurkan because tak cukup. Then you akan dapat the actual amount RM1,200. Then transfer them straight away to your SOPL under revenues. So you can see here your commission received RM1,200, the updated amount. Now, what we need to do with this RM100, we will transfer them to your SOFP under current asset. So you can see in your SOFP under current asset, there you are, your accrued commission received RM100. Okay, got it? Dapat? Any questions so far? Ada soalan nak tanya, kelas?
Sir,
Ya.
yang work example tu, jadual tu kena ada tak dalam exam ataupun tu kita?
Itu ikut kita.
Oh,
Tak ada masalah. Okay. Ada student maybe dia agak perlahan kan. Okay, jadi dia kena buat properly dan dia akan buat lah. Tapi benda tu memang consume time sebenarnya. Ada yang dia dah agak advance sikit. So apa dia buat? Working tu dia buat dalam dia punya SOPL ni je. Contohnya kan, dia dah tahu dah. So dia punya working tu dia conteng je kat kertas soalan dia. Tapi dalam SOPL ni pun dia ada. Contohnya dia buat macam mana? Okay, katalah I tengah nak buat I punya other income ni, commission receipt. So I terus letak dalam I punya SOPL, bahagian other revenues, commission receipt. Okay, berapa amount as per TB? Terus tulis kat sini, 1,100. So dia, apa case dia? Oh tak cukup, aku kena tambah. Berapa banyak tak cukup? 100. Okay, tambah 100. Tutup, terus update amount. So working dia ini je. Nampak? Dia tak buka pun work example table ni pun. Dia buka ni je. Cukup.
Okay,
Boleh. Cuma nanti bila you tengok SOPL tu memang penuh lah sebab ada banyak workings kan. Memang penuh. Tapi tak ada masalah. Boleh je. Ada juga yang buat a simple working dekat the next page lah. Dia maksudnya dia buat dekat muka surat yang lain untuk working dia. Tapi tak adalah dalam bentuk kotak-kotak ni. Ini cuma I buat untuk nak pastikan you faham. Actually tak ada pun kotak-kotak ni. Tak perlu pun tak apa.
Okay, terima kasih sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. Lagi? Any questions so far? Ada questions? Any other questions class? Is it okay? Boleh? Okay, now let's go to the adjusting entries. Alright. Nah, kalau you perasan tadi, bila I cover every single item, prepaid expenses, accrued expenses, accrued income and unearned income, I tak cover dia punya journal and ledger. Okay, why? Because I want you to focus on the adjustment. Nak kena tambah ke nak kena tolak? Nak letak kat mana? Asset ke liability? Because during assessment nanti, yang itu yang kita akan test you. We will not test you in term of the journal, in term of the ledgers. You takkan kena buka account, or kena buka journal, tunjukkan adjusting ada. Dulu you ada about 7 or 8 years ago, yes, macam tu. Tapi starting I think about 5 years ago or 4 years ago dah tak ada. Okay, so all the adjustment entries kita test dalam SOPL and SOFP set away. Macam tadilah, macam saya cerita tadi, working tadi tu. Kita terus test you dekat situ. But you still need to know the adjusting entries lah. Okay, kalau you tengok dekat you punya textbook tu, setiap satu item tu dia akan ada example. Okay, kalau tadi kita dekat mana? Adjusting entries for accrued income kan, 8.6. Dia tengok example 8.4. So example 8.4 tu, okay, will illustrate to you on how to record the accrued income, okay, using the proper journal and ledger. So you boleh tengok kat situ lah. Okay, so kat sini adalah I dah simplify them. Okay, I already simplify them. So in order to record your prepaid expenses, so apa nak kena buat? Debit prepaid expenses and credit your expenses account. So prepaid expenses ni apa tadi? Ini adalah asset. Expenses lah. So kalau you boleh nampak kat sini apa kesan dia? So kita boleh nampak, so prepaid expenses you debit kan? We need to see bila berlakunya prepaid expenses, aset akan meningkat. Dan expenses akan turun. Sebab tu you creditkan expenses you. You kena buat apa dengan prepaid, you kena buat apa kalau ada berlakunya prepaid expenses, you kena tolak kan. Terus saya tolak, nampak? Jatuhlah expenses you. Sebab you tolak expenses itu. Okay, next. To record accrued expenses. So you can look at here, your expenses is debit. So we need to say expenses you meningkat. Because you tambah kan. Adjustment ni kita kena tambah sebab dia accrued. Dan accrued expenses you credit. Apa sifat accrued expenses ni? Ini adalah liabilities. So bila kita creditkan liability account, itu maksudnya kita akan meningkatkan kita punya liability. Okay, next. To record revenue received in advance. You can see that you will debit your revenue account. So bila kita debit revenue account, maksudnya apa? Means that your revenue will be decreased. Next, you will credit revenue received in advance. Kita dah belajar tadi, income received in advance ni adalah liability. Okay, betul kan? Ini adalah liability. So we need to say your liability will increase. Okay, your liability will increase. Okay. Next, to record accrued revenue. So you will debit your accrued revenue and credit your revenue. So bila kita credit revenue, maksudnya apa? Revenue kita akan meningkat lah, increase. And accrued revenue adalah asset. So we need to say your asset akan naik. So that will be the effects of every single adjustment. Prepaid expenses, accrued expenses, income received in advance, and accrued income. Okay? Dapat? Now, any questions so far? Ada soalan nak tanya? Kelas ada soalan nak tanya? Any questions? Boleh faham? Boleh faham?
Boleh, sir.
Boleh Okay. Okay, kalau tak faham just stop me, tanya je. Okay, jangan pendam. So I tak tahu apa yang you fikir. Okay, now. So as a summary, alright, so apa yang kita nampak kat sini, for prepayment, you kena tolak. It doesn't matter whether it is expenses ataupun income. As well as dia terlibat dengan prepayment, then tolak. Same goes to accrual. It doesn't matter is it accrued expenses or accrued income, adjustmentnya adalah campurkan dia. Okay, so therefore under current asset, you akan nampak adanya prepaid expenses and accrued income. Whereby under current liability, you will see you have accrued expenses and income received in advance. In fact, kalau you refer dekat you punya format kan, you tengok dekat chapter 7, format yang you dah belajar tu, page 89. You tengok kat page 89 in your textbook, you look at your current asset. Tengok dekat current asset you, bawah sekali kan, line current asset tu adanya kedua-dua ni lah. Prepaid expenses dan accrued income. Dua-dua ni ada, you boleh nampak. Kemudian current liability, last line, bawah sekali, you can see that you ada accrued expenses and income received in advance. So both of them are there. Okay, dapat? Any question so far? Ada soalan nak tanya kelas? Okay, so kalau tak ada, lengkap untuk chapter 8. Okay, chapter 8, adjustment for accruals and repayments. Okay. Okay. So any question so far? Ada apa-apa lagi nak tanya? I punya cam tu tertutup Sebab tak detect tu. Tapi kabel I dah bersambung kan. Sekejap Kenapa tak ada orang cakap kat I? I punya cam tak hidup. Ya. Oh, dia okay.